Okay, now we're going to start to recone this speaker here. This is for a Jeep Liberty. I already did one earlier today after it repaired. Then I found out that the other one needed it also. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try to pry up on this whole thing with this cloth and everything right on it. Save it, keep it nice and clean, nice and tight. So this one is cracked too. See right here where this is cracked? All the way around it's cracked. So this speaker is also no good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and scrape right in here this foam out of here. You see, I get pretty good. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but just take your time and try to get it all out. Be careful not to mess. So we move the new one back in when we're ready. Kind of rub it off with your hand, dump some of it out. Blow it off some here. Scrape some more of this off here. Okay. Now, once we got that done, I'm going to take this knife here, and again I'm going to try to do it very carefully. I'm going to try to cut just along this cone right here. Just slowly. So above the voice coil. We don't want to hit the coil. Just going to work it around. So we have to glue it back down. Oops, I'm getting close to the bottom there. I don't want to get close near the bottom. Okay. Let's just hope I didn't cut the coil. That's just the magnetic part. Before I do anything else to this thing, you want to be really careful when you're doing that. There's a little, around that piece of foil that I just nicked there, there's a wire, very fine wire that's at the bottom. That's like a magnet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 4 shims here and put one right here. And these are really what's important. So put one on the side here. One here. You know, it's kind of easier if you bend them a little bit with your finger like that and try to slide them in. So it isn't much easier. With this size speaker, I only need 4. They give you plenty of them, but I'm going to get them on all 4 sides. This is what's going to keep the Okay, now, you have those in there, the speaker's centered. Now, what we're going to do is very gently take this knife here, as you can see how this goes. I believe that'll help you to see. We have those in there. See how they're all centered? And I kind of keep them evenly spaced, so that'll keep the speaker evenly spaced. Okay, now, very carefully, I'm going to reach in through the foam along the edge of the paper here. I'm going to cut the foam. I'm not going to cut any other paper. So if I kind of let it ride, the knife ride right along the paper, along the foam and the paper, it doesn't cut in that paper. Sharper the better. Keep it on a good angle so you're not cutting into the paper. Okay, we got that off. Well, there's a little piece here I can maybe trim off a little better. Okay. Now, this here, as you can see, now it's kind of floating in there. Kits of them. See, and we're going to glue this right here. Like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little paintbrush I have out here. I'm going to open this glue up. Put everything off. I'm going to take this here and I'm going to apply I'm going to try to center it on this thing right here. We can see the old line for the old glue. I'm trying to drop it right over top of that line. It doesn't have to be perfectly centered, but the better it's centered, the better it is. Okay, so that's pretty darn good right there. Now, I'm going to squeeze this together. I didn't wait this time for the glue to set up like I said to do in the instructions, because last time it seemed to set up too much in my garage here. So I'm going to push it so it all, it's the only problem is I can't get back in there. I can get all the rest of this. I'm going to be careful. There's two wires that feed down to this. This is a big amplifier here. You can see back in here how it's gluing onto it. For them to stay in place. That's really important there. Okay, next we're going to take this paintbrush. We're going to put glue all the way around here, underneath this edge. Guess you can still see that, yes. Use this knife very gently without cutting anything. Lift this up and just kind of, lots of glue. Actually, instead of using that knife, I think I'll just use this little screwdriver. It seems like it might be a little safer. Wipe off any excess I get on there. I'm not afraid if I'm going to be a little sloppy. I'm going to wipe it off with a little bit of a wet towel when I'm all finished. This glue seems very thick. I don't think it's regular white glue. Someone on the internet said it was, but it seems very thick to me. Okay. Now, I'm going to push this back in place, make sure everything's back where it needs to be. First do the one, make sure all this is right. No bubbles, no... Everything's back nice and neat. Then we're going to push this down in place. Now, I'm going to use this here. I'm going to put this on top of here very carefully. Another one, this cloth came right off. And, yeah, there we go. Pull the cloth off. And we're going to push this down real quick with this. Make sure it's seated right. I'll have that pushed down on it. Okay, that's pushed down pretty good now there. And the shims are in. Now we got to put more glue on here. This time we're going to put glue on here. I got a little glue. I'm going to use my finger and smear it around. Wipe this off. Next, I'm going to push this onto here, very tight. Now, I noticed before that was kind of like that, so now I'm going to push this down. Okay, it's recombed. Let it sit for a few minutes. Maybe got a wet paper towel, make sure this is down good. You want to make sure everything's glued, no loose edges. Okay, now we have a wet paper towel over here. My shop over here. Just very slightly damp, just a little damp paper towel. Just enough, in case you got any someplace you don't want it. Okay, see, that's pretty good now. Alright, next. You need to pull this shims out very gently. Now, if you look, see how this thing goes up and down really smoothly? That's what it's supposed to do. Just like that. And we're going to push that cap down. And then we got that down, we got to glue it. Again, I'm not chintzy on the glue when it comes to these things. In certain areas, I guess, you want to be careful, but right now on the cone especially, I wouldn't really worry too much because the cone's just a protector. It doesn't have to vibrate or move, so if you get a little too much glue in there, I don't think it could hurt. There's no sound comes out of that. This is hard cardboard. Okay, now clean this off a little bit. So I have a little bit of glue right here on this speaker. So I'm going to take very gently, wipe that off with a little bit of a wet damp paper towel. The reason being, okay, now that we got this all, test this up and down again, make sure it's all free. See, nothing's rubbing, perfect. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to take this here, put some glue on here, could possibly change the sound, I don't know. Again, smear it with my finger. Let's add a little more. Okay, let's smear this around. Much better. Take my damp cloth here. I'm just going to dab that just to make sure coming through and won't stick to my fingers. See? Okay, that's it. Let it dry. Let it dry. And actually, I'll probably put it back in the vehicle now. Let it dry while it's in the vehicle. And there we go. Perfectly reconed and ready to go back in. We'll let it sit out here and dry a little bit. Then we'll put it back in the vehicle. And to put it back in, we just do the opposite of what we did to take it out. Make sure you get all the dust and dirt out of it.